Cersei, Walder Frey, the Mountain, Meereen Trant, Cersei, Walder Frey, the Mountain, Meereen Trant.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Big Bro and Little Sis Reacts. I'm Tamaj, and I'm here today with my noble steed once again. She don't like to stand properly sometimes, but yeah, we're back with another Game of Thrones, Season 5, Episode 4, Sons of the Harpy. So yeah, they appeared. That was the one in Dany's realm. They were killing off. Well, they killed one of the Unsullied men, and they killed. I don't know who the girl was to him, but yeah. So they're going around making chaos. But Grey Worm did find one. Not Grey Worm. The second son found one. Grey Worm was with him. And yeah, they got to kind of eliminate these people because there is one big like leader with a mask. But Dany pissed her people off. She killed that guy who was part of her council, who apparently was popular amongst the former slaves, and they hissed at her and they threw rocks, and then they started fighting the former slave masters, and it was just utter chaos. But Dany just kind of lost the support of her people. I don't know why she made that decision. I understand you got to be firm, you got to protect your laws, but she should have put him on trial. I think executing him in front of everybody to make a point was not the move. I just don't think I would have done that, not unless it was a heinous crime. I mean, he did kill somebody. I guess that technically is heinous, but I don't know. It's just like in their eyes, you gave the slave master a trial, but then you gave the good person, the person who seemingly had good intentions, the death penalty in front of everybody. So it's like, and then on top of that, her dragons aren't listening. Drogon did come back, in fact, but he kind of just like, hey, and just kind of flew off after that. So she has no control over them. And I think that's just for now because they're in their rebellious stage, because they're about teenagers, I guess. I'm guessing, I don't really know. But she kind of has to, I don't know, she has to put some focus on them. She tried to talk to Rhaegal and what's the other one, Viserys, and they were pissed off at her. They kind of yelled at her, and well, yeah, they didn't breathe fire at her or nothing, but they kind of just were very hostile and aggressive towards her, which, I mean, in their defense, they never actually did anything. It was Drogon. And so they got locked up for no reason in a dungeon. So they feel like they're being punished for no reason. So they are not too happy with her. And she was obviously scared enough that they were going to do something to her, like attack her or kill her. So she didn't undo what she did. And maybe they wouldn't have attacked her, but they could have been upset enough to where they took it out on the people, which then looks bad on Dany. So I don't know. She's just in a bad position. Jorah kidnapped Tyrion, is trying to take him to Dany. Just messy. Just a lot of messy stuff because Tyrion was warned, but I've been there. I understand being cramped up in like a mobile vehicle and like you don't feel well and you're like feel like you're about to have a panic attack. I've been there. I understand it. So I get he needed to get out. But again, given the circumstances, I may have sucked it up or just kind of stayed near the wagon and not, went into the town where people could see my face. And especially because I'm a wanted man, I don't think I would have done that, especially because you're a Lannister and they know your face. Am I missing anything? I'm just talking about really anything related to Dany because I feel like this is just going to be an episode about her because she wasn't in the last one. But we also haven't seen Bran and Rickon. Hopefully their stories get told because we're almost halfway through the season. Brienne's after Sansa because now I don't know if they're back at Winterfell or if they're at Moat Caton. I know they had to go through Moat Caton or whatever it's called to get to Winterfell. But I think they were at Winterfell, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, she's supposedly supposed to marry Ramsay, and somebody came up and said the North remembers. So I'm excited about that because I think that's going to put Sansa in a position of power in the future. I think I did a really good talk though at the end to with my thoughts on everything in that episode. So one of the reactions are available on Patreon if you want to get a season ahead and then some. Join Patreon. But yeah, we're gonna jump into this. Oh, that made me a drink. Some of the Lord's good drink. I ain't had one in a while. Normally because I watch this during the day and obviously I'd be having something to do afterwards, but it's nighttime. I'm winding down. Oh, we're back at Dorne, huh? That lady was plotting. The snake. Love it. At least he compensates him for his pain and suffering. Next time you'll listen to Varys. Damn it, Lord Farquaad. Can't imagine a whole boat ride with wet socks. Jaime and Bronn right on their way.
Tarth, said Jaime.
Tarth, where Brienne's from. Don't start thinking about her now.
Why are we on a merchant ship? Why no Lannister sails?
This ship's sailing to Old Town. We'll go to Verlia, not far from Sunspear. Row ourselves to the Dorne shore in the night.
You ever been to Dorne?
No?
I have. The Dornish are crazy. All they want to do is fight and fuck and fight.
You should be happy to go back then.
Your two
There's
favorite
nothing like a good
things.
fight to get you in the mood for fucking. And we're going to be doing a lot of fighting, I'm sure. Well, I am. But I don't imagine we'll get to stick around for the rest. Not after we've kidnapped their princess.
We're not kidnapping their princess. We're rescuing my niece, bringing her back to her family.
Your niece?
You mean your daughter, sir? We all know.
I've been doing this sort of thing a long time. I'm good at it.
That's why you're here.
I know. Why are you here? Why not send 40 of me? Or an army? Unlike most folks, you've actually got one.
Because I don't want to start a war.
That still doesn't explain what you're doing here.
It has to be me.
You set your brother free, didn't you? I bet your sister didn't like that.
Varys set him free.
Well, if you ever see the wee fucker, give him my regards.
He murdered my father. If I ever see him, I'll split him in two.
But y'all know how he did Tyrion, so that's wrong. Y'all know how he did it.
The Iron Bank has called in 1/10 of the Crown's debt. Given the expense of rebuilding the royal
How much
fleet,
can the Crown afford?
with winter coming, half what they ask.
How do we pay them?
Well, House Tyrell could front the gold and the Crown would pay us back in time, or I'd have words with my daughter.
You've already given us too much. No, we must arrange better terms with the Iron Bank.
Absolutely.
In person.
Me?
We must send an envoy to the Iron Bank, someone of importance, to show these bankers our respect. As the King's Master of Coin, I can think of no one more qualified.
I would be honored, Your Grace.
The King's
I
expressed
just don't like
concern about his
anybody
father-in-law's safety
in line
on
with
this
them going where
voyage.
Arya is. But she's gonna be in the building.
He's ordered Meereen to personally lead your escort.
That's not good, because she want to kill Sir
A
Meereen.
Veteran King's
So if she
guard.
sees him, she's gonna try to kill him.
Safe travels, Lord Tyrell.
Or get Jaqen to do it.
I'll give your regards to the Titan of Braavos.
And then that'll also prove that Arya, that Arya is not no one, that she's still Arya Stark. Which is still not good for her, what she's trying to do. This is not good. I thought Braavos was gonna be a place she can get away, but fuckery's going to her. It's crazy.
In the days before the Targaryens, the faith militant dispensed the justice of the Seven.
Well, the faith militant was disarmed more than 2 centuries ago.
If I explain their holy purpose to my son, the king, I have no doubt he will sign a decree arming the believers you felt worthy.
She's trying to
and
reclaim some
in
sort of power.
service to-
An honor I never expected, or indeed ever wished for.
Which is why you were chosen. You and I both know how the world works. Too often the wicked are the wealthiest, beyond the reach of justice. The king himself
Yeah,
cannot always
you.
punish those who deserve it most.
All sinners are equal before the gods.
What would you say if I told you of a great sinner in our very midst, shielded by gold and privilege?
She gonna say Marjorie. they're gonna turn around. So is this what Cersei did? Like, are these the people punishing sinners? I'm confused. They don't give a fuck.
There's a special place, seventh hell for your kind.
I'll pay all of you.
Yes, you will.
Yeah, they didn't know about him. What the fuck? Lancel? What the fuck has he gotten himself into? What happened to that character? I just don't get it. I don't understand if this is Cersei's doing or if they're just doing their own thing. Are they about to get his ass? She is definitely trying to piss Marjorie off if this is Cersei.
You have broken the laws of gods and men.
Who do you think you are?
Justice.
Why is my brother in a cell?
So he did sign it. Yep, this was Cersei.
I don't know.
I think.
I didn't order it.
We both know who did. You told me she was returning to Casterly Rock.
Okay, well, they didn't at least mutilate or kill him.
She's jealous you're not hers anymore. Arresting my brother is her revenge.
Aren't you and Mother getting along?
You're gonna have to be straight with him.
Oh, my sweet, sweet king. Do you have any affection for me at all?
Of course I do.
You're my queen. I can't bear to think of my brother locked away in some grimy cell.
He doesn't deserve it. One of the few
I'll set
pure
him free for you.
souls. There's not many good
You
characters
promise?
on the show. I mean, more of the good.
I demand that Sir Loras be freed now.
She expected
Did I
this.
arrest him?
Well, no. But you armed the Faith Militant. You gave the High
So,
Sparrow an
that's
army.
right.
I did.
Okay, so that's what she was doing last episode with the
And
High
your wife
Sparrow.
has every right to
Okay.
criticize.
I get it now. I knew she was plotting something last
His
episode.
brother, no matter his perversions.
Can I tell Marjorie you have Sir Loras released?
I told you I'm not holding Sir Loras. You're the king. I'm sure if you speak to the High Sparrow, he'll release the poor boy.
And Cersei just sit there and play fucking innocent. That's such a bitch. Oh,
His Holiness is praying. He will not be disturbed.
Give the order, and we'll clear out this rabble.
You mean kill them?
Tommen don't.
Here at the set.
Tommen
We're
don't want to
sending
do
them
that.
to meet the gods that they love.
What did Cersei think was gonna happen? I'm trying to figure out what. He don't know nothing about that. Shut up.
We'll find another way.
Yeah, he's not Joffrey. He don't have that. He don't have that iron fist to put
There was
down.
no way to free Sir Loras without violence.
He's not a violent man, and I
the
respect
king of
that
the Andals.
so much about him. But damn, he
The
ain't gonna
Lord of the
last.
Seven Kingdoms, the protector of the realm.
He ain't
And you
gonna
let a
last.
band of fanatics imprison your brother by law.
I'm going to speak with the High Sparrow.
Are you? When?
I don't know.
You don't know? I had to send word to grandmother.
She's gonna have her family fight because he won't.
You think highly of this boy?
Good.
Lord Commander of the Night's Watch.
A bastard by some tavern slut.
Perhaps
Bitch, watch your mouth.
that wasn't Ned Stark's way.
I should have given you a son.
But you didn't. So you can't talk about
It's your
nobody
fault.
else's son.
Whose son?
You don't even treat your own daughter right.
Nothing but weakness
You don't even give a fuck about your own life. So you ain't got no right to talk about nobody else's.
and deformity.
So scars mean nothing to the Lord of Light.
Lady,
She don't get that because she's
Her
weird.
father's the Lord's chosen king, and her father's blood runs through her veins.
Yeah, walk away.
You march on Winterfell soon.
We must. To beat the snows.
Once before you put your faith in Sir Devos and left me behind. I hope you won't make that mistake again.
I won't.
I want to see what she can do.
You only need faith, my king.
And you, my lady, what do you need?
To serve my lord.
So why the fuck are you looking at Jon?
Lord Ashford. Lady Caulfield.
I don't trust her.
Never even heard of these people. They haven't heard of you either. But we need men, and they have some.
How many men does this Lord Mason have to send us?
More than Lord Wibberley.
You didn't say the name.
Not him. I know. I'm sorry. But we need men and supplies. And Roose Bolton's the warden of the North.
Murdered my brother.
We swore to be the watchers on the wall. We can't watch the wall with 50 men. And we can't get more men without help from the warden of the North.
Sam's a good advisor. He gonna get his, Jon. He gonna get his. He has to.
Apologies, my lady.
Don't apologize to the she-devil. I don't trust her. I still think she has something to do with Robert Catelyn's death.
Lord Commander,
How can I help you?
come with us when we ride south.
Absolutely not.
None of us know the castle as well as you do. Its hidden tunnels, its weaknesses, its people.
Night's Watch take no part in the wars of the Seven Kingdoms.
There's only one war. Life against death. Come. Let me show you what you're fighting for.
You're going to show me some vision in the fire. Forgive me, my lady. I don't trust in visions.
No visions. No magic. Just life.
Cause see, this is what she did to Gendry, and then he had leeches on him, and then your fucking brother, and nah. We ain't doing none of that. Do not let her get her fucking claws in you, Jon. Please don't.
For the Lord of Light made us male and female. Two parts of a greater whole. Power to make life. Power to make light. And power to cast shadows.
I don't think Stannis would like that very much.
Then we shouldn't have it.
See, this bitch.
I can't.
Why?
Stick to your vows. You know
I
you're.
swore a vow.
Yeah. I know you broke them before.
I loved another.
The dead don't need lovers. Only the living.
Jon, don't do it.
I know. But I still love her.
Fuck off, Red Woman. Ooh, I hope Arya stabs you one day.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Oh, you bitch. She used her magic to fucking know that saying. You sneaky bitch.
I know Mother didn't want to bring me.
Why'd you say that?
She told me I don't want to bring you.
She shouldn't have said that.
She ain't shit. You know how she treats her. You enable her to.
Are you ashamed of me, Father?
I like that she's speaking her mind more.
When you were an infant, a Dornish trader landed on Dragonstone. His goods were junk except for one wooden doll. You'd even sewn a dress on it in the colors of our house. I still remember how you smiled when I put that doll in your cradle, and you pressed it to your cheek. By the time we burnt the doll, it was too late. I was told you would die.
They
Or
set her up.
worse, the grayscale would go slow. Let you grow
That's
just
fucked
enough
up.
to know the world before taking it away from you. Everyone advised me to send you to the ruins of Valyria to live out your short life with the stone men before the sickness spread through the castle. I told them all to go to hell. I called in every maester on this side of the world, every healer, every apothecary. They stopped the disease and saved your life, because you did not belong across the world with the bloody stone men. You were the Princess Shireen of House Baratheon, and you are my daughter.
I'm glad. She deserves to be loved by at least one of her parents. The mother is just, she projects her despair for herself onto her daughter, and I hate it. What happens to these children is no fault of their own. They don't ask to be born. They don't ask for this stuff to happen to them. So for them to be punished for it is just insane to me. I understand this is an old world, but their way of thinking is still bizarre to me. Like, especially for as smart as some of these people are.
I thought I might find you here. Your Aunt Lyanna.
Father never talked about her. Sometimes I'd find him down here lighting the candles. They say she was beautiful.
I saw her once, I was a boy, living with your mother's family. Lord Went held a great tourney at Harrenhal. Everyone was there. The Mad King, your father, Robert Baratheon, and Lyanna. She was already promised to Robert. And you can imagine what it was like for me, a boy from nowhere, with nothing to his name, watching these legendary men tilting at the lists. The last two riders were Barristan Selmy and Rhaegar Targaryen. When Rhaegar won, everyone cheered for their prince. I remember the girls laughing when he took off his helmet and they saw that silver hair, how handsome he was. Until he rode right past his wife, Elia Martell, and all the smiles died. I've never seen so many people so quiet. He rode past his wife, and he lay a crown of winter roses in Lyanna's lap. Blue as frost. How many tens of thousands had to die because Rhaegar chose your aunt?
Yes, he chose her. And then he kidnapped her and raped her.
Come. Let's speak somewhere the dead can't hear us.
Dressed for riding.
I am.
Of course. You were just
Where
part
you
of a
go?
deal. Now
King's
he's gonna leave you
Landing.
behind. On to the next
King's
phase of
Landing.
his plan.
Cersei sent for me. We mustn't let her sniff out any trouble.
You can't leave me here.
I know how hard it is to live with people you despise, believe me. But it won't be for long.
How do you know?
Stannis Baratheon garrisons the Castle Black. He'll march south to King's Landing before the winter snows block his way. But first, he has to take Winterfell. Once he liberates these lands from the Boltons, he'll rally your father's bannermen to his cause. With the North behind him, Stannis can finally take the Iron Throne.
You think he'll defeat the Boltons?
With your help, he will.
He has a larger army. He's the finest military commander in Westeros. A betting man would put his money on Stannis. As it happens, I am a betting man.
And if you're right?
So is he putting her here
Stannis
strategically to
takes
help
Winterfell.
Stannis?
He rescues you from the most despised family in the North. Grateful for your late father's courageous support of his claim, he names you Wardeness of the North.
Wardeness of the North.
You are the last surviving Stark. He needs you.
And what if you're wrong? What if Stannis never attacks Winterfell, or he does and the Boltons defeat him?
Then you will take this Bolton boy, Ramsay, and make him yours.
Don't know how to do that.
Of course you do. He's already fallen for you.
His father frightens me.
He should. He's a dangerous man. But even the most dangerous men can be outmaneuvered. And you've learned to maneuver from the very best. I'll return before too long. You'll be strong without me.
I can't lie, his plan makes sense. I don't.
The North will be yours.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that.
I expect I'll be a married woman by the time you return.
Yeah, his plan makes sense. I can see it was a strategic move to bring her here. I get it. And she does have the support of the North. I don't think it's going to go exactly as he just explained it. I think Sansa will, like I already told you, I think people will rally to her. She will help Stannis defeat the Boltons. They'll run, if they don't kill him, they'll at least run him out. And Sansa will be Wardeness of the North. I do believe that'll happen. I just feel like something's going to deviate though. Like, he thinks Sansa's going to be rescued, but I think she's really going to help lead the charge. I think she's going to help change the tide for Stannis to help him win. Oh my god, I would have lost my shit if I woke up next to a fucking red snake. I wouldn't sleep again on this
That would have
island.
been a shit way to die.
As far as I've seen, they're all shit ways to die.
Facts. I'm sorry, but I would have packed my lunch.
What about you?
Snake on the
Shit way
stick
would
is
you
just not for
choose?
me.
I've had an exciting life. I want my death to be boring. How do you want to go?
You answer the woman I know.
She wants the same thing.
No, she wants power. She wants to rule. She wants it all. She's super bitter at this point. Beginning, she was just arrogant and cocky. But now she's just bitter.
The captain of that ship. What was it? Braavosi?
Santoshi.
And he's headed to Old Town.
As I said. Why?
What's to stop him from docking down the coast, telling the locals that Jaime Lannister's in Dorne?
Bag of gold.
I'm not sure you understand how much people hate your family in this part of the world.
It was a heavy bag.
And I bet he swore all kinds of oaths to get it. But you won't be around if he breaks them.
Yeah, he snitched.
How many do you count?
4.
How many do you think you can take?
1, if you're slow.
They're your footsteps.
Fucked in the ass.
Who are you?
Cooper. This is Darnell.
You're from King's Landing.
Axon gave me away. Flea bottom. Whelped and whipped.
Why are you here?
Our ship capsized in the night. We managed to swim ashore.
Throw your sword in the sand.
Boys, there's no need for this. Just point us in the right direction. We'll find our way home.
Swords in the sand. Now!
They gonna fight. Ooh! Bronn is something fierce. Damn good sellsword. Damn, not the horse. Oh, animal violence.
That one should be slow enough.
You're once the best fighter in the land. Bronn did train you a bit. Use your hand. They can't cut your hand. Your back one. Catch the sword and then stick them with the pointy end. Block it. There you go. There you go. Now stick him with the pointy end. I called it. That's what I would have did.
Nice move.
That's what I would have done.
You had a wonderful teacher.
That he did.
We need to bury these bodies.
Birds have to eat too.
Corpses raise questions, questions raise armies. We're not here to start a war.
Do you know how long it'll take us to dig all those holes?
I can't dig very well with one hand. Not at all, really.
So basically, you get to bury them all. Dang, Jaime ain't shit. He could at least drag the bodies over while Bronn does.
Nim, Obara, will it be war? Prince Doran will weep for your father, but nothing else. We must avenge Oberyn ourselves.
Without Doran, we have no army to march against the Lannisters.
We don't need an army to start a war. Queen Cersei loves her children, and we have one of them. You may have a problem.
A ship's captain who found me in Plankytown claiming he had information to sell. He told me he smuggled Jaime Lannister into Dorne.
Please come from Marcella. If he gets to her before we do, we lose our only chance for revenge. You must choose.
This is what happens when you ain't shit and you snitch.
Doran's way and peace.
I'm glad he got that in there.
Or my way and war.
I'm with you, always.
When I was a child, Oberyn came to take me to court. He called
They love to
himself
tell a
my
story
father.
instead of just saying, yeah.
My mother wept, said I was too young and a girl. Oberyn tossed his spear at my feet and said, girl or boy, we fight our battles. But the gods let us choose our weapons. I made my choice long ago.
Hey, she ended that speech pretty badass, so I can't complain. You doing Lord Farquaad dirty. He said, I'm gonna annoy the hell out of you then.
Thank you. Who are you?
Your captor.
Do you have wine?
No.
Can't sleep
Of course,
without
that's the
wine.
second question.
Then
he
stay
asked.
awake. You're going the wrong way. My sister's in Westeros. Westeros is west. We're heading east.
You're not taking it to your sister?
You said you were taking me to the Queen.
I am. Queen Daenerys Targaryen. She's the queen I serve.
What a waste of a good kidnapping. So happens I was heading there myself.
What business would you have with a queen?
Gold and glory. Oh, and hate. You never met my sister, you'd understand. So, now that it's clear we are on the same side,
You're gonna have to do a bit more explaining than that.
a high-born knight from the north of Westeros, down on his luck in Essos. Dragon epaulets? Bare sigil breastplate. Your Jorah Mormont.
Oh, man.
How exactly were you serving your queen in a whorehouse half a world away? Is it possible that you were running?
Put together, context clues. That's my boy.
Why would she have sent you away? You were spying on her, weren't you? It's all coming back to me. I was drunk through most of the small council meetings, but it's all coming back. You passed notes to Varys' little birds. She found out, didn't she? Found out and exiled you.
Damn, he
now
put the
you
whole
hope
story
to win
together.
back her favor with a gift. You think Daenerys will execute me and pardon you? I'd say the reverse is just as likely.
Well, you got his ear, I think. Maybe not. Got his backhand.
Everyone looks happy enough from up here. What?
I was thinking about all the times your brother made me go with him down from the Red Keep into the streets of King's Landing.
Why?
We like to walk among the people. We like to sing to them.
He sang to them.
Yes. Rhaegar would pick a spot on the Hook or the Street of Seeds, and then he'd sing, just like all the other minstrels.
And what did you do?
I made sure no one killed him. And I collected the money. I'd like to see how much he could make.
He was good.
He was very good. Viserys never told you.
He told me Rhaegar was good at killing people.
Rhaegar never liked killing. He loved singing.
His daughter is here, waiting in the audience chamber.
How many others are there?
50.
Oh, great.
Will you be joining us, Sir Barristan?
I think I can protect you from his daughter's Olorak.
I think I could protect me from his daughter's Olorak. Go, Sir Barristan. Sing a song for me.
Your Grace.
All men must die, but not all can die in glory.
Glory.
Why else do men fight? Why did your ancestors cross the narrow sea and conquer the 7 kingdoms? So their names would live on. Those who find victory in the fighting pits will never become kings, but their names will live on. It's the best chance they'll ever have.
Is that what you used to tell men before you set them to butchering each other for sport?
Your Grace, today is the traditional start of the fighting season.
I do not recognize this tradition.
Traditions are the only thing that will hold this city, your city, together. Without them, former slaves and former masters have nothing in common. Nothing but centuries of mistrust and resentment. I can't promise this is the answer to all our problems, but it's a start.
I mean, if the people want it, give it to them. You're already on their bad side. I don't like it. I really don't. But if this is their custom... Sully patrol the streets. They're getting led into a trap, I bet. I hope Grey Worm isn't in this. They feel no pain, so they're gonna fight down to the last breath, to the last arm movement. I don't think they're gonna win, but nice. This one fighting good. That's why I'm like, is it Grey Worm? Fuck! He's a beast. Come on, Grey Worm. Damn it, he can take that. He can take that. Clear him out. Come on. He's a fucking beast. Fucking Sully don't play. Look, dang, they still stabbing some of the other ones up. And I'll be as good as Grey Worm. God damn. How many of these sons of Harpies are there? God damn. Okay, but Grey Worm is clearing the room. Sebaristan. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Oh yeah, y'all done. Y'all done. Y'all ain't taking both of them. Two of some of the greatest fighters. Y'all ain't taking them. They clearing the room. That was Grey Worm's saving grace too. Now, I believe he would have took most of them, but he is still injured. I don't know if he would have won. Chance though. Be careful, Sebaristan. The room is almost clear. Come on. Oh, damn. Good shit, Grey Worm. Saved his neck meat. But damn, two of Dany's best fighters are fucking weakened. To all hell. But they saved each other. They're going in the episode. Fuck. They ain't coming for my girl. Because I didn't have enough to worry about, right? Coming for my girl. Now, when she unleashed them motherfucking dragons, everybody gonna be wanting to bend the knee and apologize. I'm so glad that those two survived. That was a really good fight scene. When you got two great warriors fighting against the odds, that was epic. It made for an amazing scene. That was my favorite scene of the entire episode. Of course, I'm a sucker for action, so I always love action. So, but I like watching great fighters like go against the odds. Like that was amazing. I was worried for the two of them. I ain't gonna lie, but I had faith, that they could get through. But it was still 50-50. I was preparing myself that they could die, but because it's Game of Thrones, right? They've always shocked me with the unexpected, but those two made it. In a way, I guess I'm grateful Jorah's back and on his way because, well, he's about to come at the thick of things and she's going to need a good fighter on her side. Of course, she has the second son guy, but like I said, I don't fully trust him. I'm just going to throw that back out there again. I've been saying this for a while. I don't fully trust him. I mean, a guy who killed his own brethren, is that really somebody you can trust? I get he likes Dany, but again, that could be a front. You don't really know somebody's motivations or what they're trying to plot or gain until you see it. And I haven't seen him do anything other than, be at her side, protect her, do things for her, which is what I think they want us to see. But it's very possible that he is a part of the Sons of Harpy and that I think, this is just a wild ass theory, but I think back at the time, the second sons knew they couldn't beat Dany. So what if they played the long game? And it's like, okay, I can't take her now, but eventually I'll get close to her. I'll gain her trust. I'll take her out and then reinstate the slaves because she left the slaves alive. People have been advocating for her to keep them alive and, let them do their thing. But if that was all a part of some elaborate ploy to overthrow her, get close to her and overthrow her, that would be the ultimate plan. I'm just thinking because Game of Thrones likes to throw these miraculous stories in here like that are, taking their time building up. Rob's downfall was a long played out thing, him and Kat. It was a series of events that led them to what, their ending. So it's like, I'm wondering if they're trying to do that with Dany. I don't think they're going to take Dany out just because she champions this whole storyline over here. This whole storyline exists for her. I just don't see her dying before she gets to Westeros. I don't see it. I hope I'm not being naive here, but I don't see it. But I think it will be a good, elaborate, like plot twist type thing. Like he really did, plot to kill her. And I think Jorah's going to come in at a pivotal moment to help her out. She has her dragons. I think she's really going to have to lean on them. But as for what comes after, I don't know. I don't know if she'll be able to hold the city, especially with her Unsullied dropping at an alarming rate. And yeah, so we'll just have to see. But like I said, and maybe this is just me fortifying my mind because I can't let this show hurt me no more. I don't think Dany's gonna die. I think she is one of the safest characters, at least until I get closer to the end. Until she gets to Westeros, I say she's safe. Tyrion, I think he's fine. I don't see him dying right now. It just doesn't serve any purpose. I think there's a bigger picture for him, a bigger story. Same with what's his face? Littlefinger. I see him getting close to what he wants, and I see him because he wants the Iron Throne, right? So he's playing this elaborate long game. But if everybody's playing a long game, they all can't win. So I think Littlefinger will get really close to what he wants. He may even sit on the Iron Throne for about 10 seconds, and then I think he's gonna die. I think somebody's gonna get the upper hand over him, and it may be Cersei. But I also don't see Cersei living to the end either. But you never know. She's playing the game. She used the Faith Fighters or whatever she was calling them. She armed them, gave them their power back, and they went around killing sinners. So they went to Littlefinger's brothel, slaughtered some folks, slaughtered 2 gay men, and other boy who was sleeping with what's his name? Marjorie's brother. They took him. They didn't kill. They knew because they don't want to start beef with the Tyrells, even though they kind of already did. They took him, but I don't know if they killed the other 2 or just mutilated. I don't know what they did to him, but it was not good. The other boy that was sleeping with Marjorie's brother, he dipped because I guess they didn't know about him. And I don't know who else. I guess they were just kind of slaughtering other people throughout the town, but I don't understand what they did. I mean, they're poor, so I don't know. Maybe they've done shady stuff and they just know about it because they be around. But yeah, and Tommen, he is not a violent man. He's like the king I've always wanted, like a fair and just king. But I see now that that's a naive way of thinking, and that's not going to get him anywhere. Violence is the only thing people answer to here, and me being fully desensitized and seeing some shit and having very little sympathy for people at this point in the story, he got to kill some folks. Or, I mean, he got to have some folks get killed. Otherwise, like, the bad people just cannot coexist because they're going to still do bad things. So you have to take them out, which is what sucks. And you even see that in Jon's character, and when he had to kill a boy who just disrespected him in the last episode. Jon don't like killing innocent people. And back when the Red Wedding episode, for example, when they tried to make Jon kill the farmer, I think that got away when they took the horses or whatever they did. And Bran was right there, and they tried to get Jon to kill him. He wouldn't do it. He gave up his cover as being one of the wildlings, and then he fought his way out. But he just does not like killing innocent people. So now the fact that, I mean, in the last episode, he killed somebody who wasn't attacking him, that was unarmed, that was begging for mercy. That just shows that his character has changed a bit. And I mean, you have to do those things, because if Jon didn't do that, that would make his leadership be challenged, and it would just give him a harder time. So it's like these good characters are forced to make these hard decisions, forced to resort to violence in order to keep peace, in order for things to be better, which is just so fucked up. It's so fucked up that you have to resort to violence for peace. That's what they said. Peace ain't always peaceful. But yeah, I mean, I'm conflicted about this show, you guys. Walking Dead is my all-time favorite show, and that show has violence all the time. But I think because it's against walkers, and I think because the villains in that show are so clearly defined, it's easy for me to be okay with the violence that, our main characters do, because it's justified. I know they're morally good. I know they don't do things without a reason. But here it's just like the lines are a bit blurred because you can be a really good person, but you have to do bad things in order to, I guess, you have to in order to keep your position or to make it better for everybody else. Or really, I wouldn't even say that. I mean, to keep it better for yourself, because the Lannisters don't really help the people, the poor people. Like, Flea Bottom shouldn't even exist in the realm of where the king lives. Like, everybody there should be prosperous. But they're in a way desensitized as well, because they don't give a fuck about the poor. Like, they can coexist with them and just not see a problem with that. So it's like, I don't know. I'm conflicted about how I feel about all this. Tommen, I respect that he wants to find another way. Marjorie was just not having it. She said, I'm going to go talk to my grandmother. In other words, they're about to fuck shit up. But even them, who I think are really decent people, they had a hand in killing Joffrey, because it's like, you got to take down the evil. You got to get your hands dirty to at least have the, you know, an overall end goal being, you know, a more peaceful state, a more peaceful society. And the, you know, the Tyrells are very giving people. I have no doubt in my mind that if they had full power, they would, at least King's Landing, for example, would be more prosperous. I don't think there would be a Flea Bottom. I think everybody would get on their feet. Whereas, you know, the Lannisters, they just don't care. But yeah, that's just how I feel about everything. Hope that all makes sense. Jaime and Bronn, yeah, they're after Marcella, but Prince Oberyn's wife, I want to say, I think that was his wife, she is on to them. She's also about to try to kill Marcella, so it's really just a race for her. Jaime does not want to start a war with Dorne, but bodies are dropping. That tends to piss people the fuck off. But Oberyn's brother is also in the same mindset of not wanting to start war. So that may help them in the long run. And if he sees that Oberyn's wife is plotting to kill Marcella, and that's why they're here, like, to get her, to rescue her, he may, if he stops it all, and lets Jaime and Marcella and them go, I feel like that could start a civil war between Oberyn's wife and Oberyn's brother. And I'm sure there are other people in Dorne pissed off about Oberyn's death. I think it would cause a civil war there. And then if his wife were to win, then that would cause a war with King's Landing. But see, this is me trying to think it way too far ahead, because it may not ever even go that way, because Stannis is also on his way trying to march war, and they're not going to have all these people launch war against King's Landing. At least I don't think, because that would be crazy. And also at the same time, now, given the position of everything, it's going to suck to see Stannis or Dorne or whoever go and attack King's Landing, because, like I said, Joffrey ain't sitting at the throne no more. Tywin is gone. Yes, I want Cersei dead, but is that really worth the slaughtering of all those other people? No, it's not. Granted, I don't think I have any characters over there that I like that are left, so of course, desensitized me could really give a fuck, but still, Tommen is a good person. Marjorie's a good person. I don't want to see them die. I don't. And I don't know what Westeros would look like with Stannis ruling it. He's very stern and to the point, but I think he, in his own way, is fair. But at the same time, we have Melisandre, who serves our Lord of Light. She's been hyping Stannis up for the longest, right? Like, she, I feel like, has an ulterior motive, or at least her Lord of Light does. And Stannis is just kind of like the vessel to get where she wants to go. So say Stannis does win, kills whoever he needs to kill, gets the throne, what does she do next? Like, she can seduce people, like, with her magic. Like, she can get people to do what she wants. So, or Jon resisted her, so there's that. I will say that, which is, I'm so proud of him. I'm so happy, because that, ooh. But yeah, I don't know about her. I don't know what her overall plan is, or her Lord of Light's plan. I don't know. I also don't think it was a coincidence that we got to see Volantis and the fact that they were, you know, they worship the Lord of Light too. I feel like that there may be a connection there, but maybe I'm just reaching. But I'm definitely aware of everything. At least I think I try to be, you know, conscious of past events too, and try to relate them to where I am now. I try to remember as much details as I can, because this is a very detail-oriented show, which is what I like about it. Very complex show. So I'm trying to put the pieces together, y'all. I know I'm probably right about some things, wrong about some things, but that's my prediction. Those are some of my long-term thoughts and some of what I think is just gonna happen now. So Meereen is going to Bravos, which I think is going to be a problem. I don't know if Arya's been leaving. Well, she did leave to go throw her clothes and stuff away, but she buried Needle, which again is her not fully throwing away her identity. So if she sees Sir Meereen, she may try to kill him. And granted, I don't think in a one-on-one battle she would win. I think she would get help, but that would also again prove that she's not ready to be nobody, which I think will cause a problem. So I don't know about that. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Sansa, my poor Sansa. I think she's going to come up with her own plan. I kind of already told you guys what I think is going to happen there, but I just still don't think it's going to go the way Littlefinger pictured. It may not even go the way I picture. I think Sansa, she's getting smarter. She is learning from Littlefinger. That's the thing. She's learning from a lot of people around her, and I think she's going to surprise everybody. And that's just all I'll say about her. But yeah, I think that's all I got, you guys. My dog is over it. She's squeaking her toy. That means it's time to go. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. And of course, I want to hear what you guys thought. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys for more Game of Thrones.